Welcome traders to this week's analysis of gold XAUUSD. Thanks for joining me here. My name is Vic. So gold had a fantastic week last week because we were able to capture this strong move to the downside. It was little tricky, but we were able to capitalize on majority of this. One of our FCP students was able to identify this W pattern here as well. But I'll come to that in a second. Let's look at it from higher time frame perspective. So what we have is that the dollar created this major W pattern, and it fell down to one of its profit targets, then went up, and now it came down to create a double bottom here. Okay, now this is a very peculiar scenario because if the market starts to go higher and if it breaks through this midpoint, then we have obviously a W pattern, and that can actually bring us back into 2000. Now remember, this 2000 level has not been tested even once. So market came there and immediately fell down near about that level from 2070 or so, and since then it has not been there. So at some point in time in future, I'm expecting it to reach minimum 2000 level, and if it actually breaks through that, then we can look for all-time highs on the gold, and that is why I'm still bullish on gold on multi-year basis. But if you're trading, then you should be looking at what market is telling you right now. What is the structure? What is the market momentum? What is the um, market behavior right now? Okay, so this is the higher time frame. Structure at this point in time, the market is still kind of consolidating to the sideways, and it can fall down to this water curve as well, which is near about 1550 or 1570 level. I covered that in the previous analysis. I've been talking about this for some time. However, there is one thing which has started to happen, and that is this month actually started to start as a bullish candle. I know that this is looking red at the moment. The water wave is red at the moment, but if this candle stays as a bullish candle and ends as a bullish candle, then we have a good chance that market may come back up into at least this sort of area, which is going to be 1860 to 1880 level. But for that to happen, it will have to go through this midline, which is approximately at 1830 level or so. So what I mean by that is, if October ends as a bullish candle, there's a good chance that market may actually try to go back up, and so we'll have to see how it actually this month ends. If it actually starts to end, if it starts to go down, then I'm expecting it to fill this wick up, this level, this part is still open, and if it actually breaks through this level, then we are looking for a downward move into this. So there are a few possibilities that we have got. Okay, I covered that in I covered that in an analysis a few weeks ago as well. Okay, so this is what we have on the monthly time frame. Let me actually put these lines there so that you are aware which levels we are looking for. These are very important levels, structure levels, and I should also put a line around our water curve here, which is 1600 here, but it can shift a little bit because water curve is also dynamic, and we have this white dot around 1550. Okay, so these are monthly levels that we have got. On weekly time frame, the market went up, and this is the thing that I mentioned in our group as well, that we had a very good trend line. I was able to post it in time, and this is the move that we were able to take. Now I was expecting it to reach near about 1802 to 1806 area, but it seems like the market touched this trend line 1800 level and straight away started to fall down. The reason behind this is because the market is still bearish on the weekly time frame. We still have the water curve as red. That means that we should prefer short positions more. And so far what it has done, it has not been able to close above any of these previous structures, so this is still looking bearish on the weekly time frame. However, if I go to the daily time frame, what we have is the market structure has changed a little bit. This time, you see, the market has been actually falling down, right? And this time it has not been able to go below this particular level, the previous level, and it has been able to go beyond it, and in fact has been able to close beyond this structure level here. Now the market has fallen down, and it may actually, because this structure here, the inner structure has changed, the market may actually try to go back up. So that's a possibility now, because the structure has changed. However, there is one thing that we should be aware of is this trend line that we have got. So we have this trend line here. If this is broken, then we are back into, like, bearishness, right? It can start to go back down. Okay, this is a very strong candle, but market momentum is like that. They, like, there are a lot of manipulations which actually happen. We were able to reach this profit target, and I was expecting it to go there, but it didn't. It started to fall down, and personally I was able to take a very small trade here because it was slightly delayed and against my plan. So I was able to take a little trade here all the way down to this level here, to this trend line. Okay, so this is the trend line that we have got. Another thing that we have is, this is the trend line that we just saw. It needs to be adjusted. So this is how it was on the daily time frame. Okay, now if the market, so this is going into, like, a kind of an area where a lot, there can be a little up and down, up and down, up and down. So if it breaks above this, then we are obviously looking for this sort of area. So 1806 will be a very important level, and then we will be looking around 1830. And because we have triple top here, there will be a lot of liquidity here, and the market can actually go there and then start to fall down. And in that process, you will notice that we will have a W pattern here. Okay, so that will complete, and market will probably come back down to retest one of these trend lines. That's a possibility, but it may take few days or weeks. Like, so when I'm presenting these analysis, like, some of these are not valid exactly for the next week. I just keep on, like, posting about what can come in coming weeks as well. Okay, here we had a on daily time frame, we have inverse head and shoulders, and this market has been able to break through this neckline, but it has come back inside. So far it is not valid anymore. But if the market starts to go higher, and if it breaks through this level, then we are expecting higher move into that 1830 level anyway. And if the market breaks through this 1830 level, then we have two gaps available at 1880 and 1866. And in that process, we will also create a W pattern. And in that case, the market will be bullish if the market is going up. And then we will look for short positions once again back into this trend line. There's, I think, another trend line that you should be aware of. I just try to look at it from all perspectives. So there was this trend line which we saw, and at that point in time I said, like, no, okay, the market has broken this, but it needs to go back and retest it. It did. Market went up. I took a short from here because it touched water curve, fell back down into this trend line, and then started to go up. I missed this one, okay, but I took a short trade from here. Why I'm shorting? Because I'm still favoring my short positions on the, because the weekly time frame is still bearish. Okay, until I see a proper structure break here, until I see bullishness here, I will still be looking for favoring my short positions. Okay, so that's another way of looking at it. There is a very small trend line as well, right? If you are into that, there is a small trend line here. We have a minor kind of channel running here. So if the market, like, continues to go higher, then this channel can also guide the price up. So you should be aware of that. So if we are at the bottom of the channel, if it goes up, then it can break through this. So this is looking like a very important area for gold. And hopefully we should have some action in next week. We should either see a breakdown here or move up into this. If it stays in there, then it is going to be boring. If it actually breaks through this, then it will start become very, very interesting. Okay, but remember, we have that 1806 zone here, which is going to be very, very important, because we have been looking at that for a long period of time. That 1806 near about this area is very, very important. Okay, so this is my analysis on gold. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and share it with other traders and trading communities. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great trading week.